This is the story. Dear Tima, I write to you with so much bitterness in my heart. I will hit 30 very soon. I met my husband 6 years ago and introduced him to my mom. Everything was going on well until I got pregnant. Then my mom advised me to abort since the society will laugh at her as a single mother who couldn't raise a good child. So she told us and we agreed and I aborted the baby. Since my husband was not financially stable then, even though I was working, but along the way I got pregnant again. And this time around, we decided to keep it because we felt we were ready. But then again, my mother stood against it and even decided to end her life if I keep the baby. So I aborted that too, which my husband didn't hesitate. Now I told my man that before anything, we need to be serious and get married so we could settle. Tima, can you imagine that 4 years into the relationship, which was just last 2 years, my man landed a very juicy deal and his life turned around for good. So immediately he came to see my mom to officially announce to her his intentions. For me, only for my mom to say he's an ewe, so she won't agree. And Tima, I just didn't understand the whole scenario. I felt my mom was going crazy or something. So after 4 years with 2 abortions, this woman waited to tell us this. Tima, I loved my man so much that I was willing to do anything for him. Hey, so I stood against my mom's will and reported her to my uncles. And lo and behold, in 2019, April, we got married. Tima, can you believe my own mother came for the wedding, left before we could even say our vows? And at the reception, she was nowhere to be found. Tima, everyone was just shocked by her behavior, so I had no option than to ignore her actions. After the marriage, all was well until just 3 days ago. My husband had an old Samsung he used to use way back, but because he got a new phone, he abandoned that one. And so I was doing a cleanup at home and chanced upon it. So I also needed a spare phone due to the nature of my work and decided to try if it could work. So I put it on chat for a while and boom, it came. I then put my new chip and set up the WhatsApp. And since there was already a WhatsApp my husband was using, it was easy to set it up. And before I knew it, all his old messages popped up as soon as I reconnected the WhatsApp with my chip. Tima, I just couldn't believe my eyes. Not knowing my mother, who gave birth to me, was all along dating my husband before we got married and didn't want us to have kids because she claims it will make my husband's attention shift from me to her. Jesus, what an abomination. I was just shaking, so I decided to wait when my husband comes, then I check his phone to see if they are still dating after we got married. Tima? Oh, and behold, the messages I saw was just too much for me. My mom was still sleeping with my husband. I saw naked pictures of her in their chat and praying that I die so she takes my place. Hey, my own mother, Tima, as at now, I'm talking to you, I want to end my life. My mom had me when she was only 20 years now. And now she's 50 years, but looks very young. I'm shaking as I type, please. What do I do? Let me read the last bit again. It's very important to me. So the girl says, I was just shaking. So I decided to wait when my husband comes. Then I check his phone to see if they are still dating after we got married. Tima, lo and behold, the messages I saw was just too much. My mom was still sleeping with my husband. I saw naked pictures of her in their chat and praying that I die so she takes my place. Hey, my own mother, Tima. As at now I'm talking to you, I want to end my life. My mom had me when she was only 20 years. And now she's 50 years but looks very young. I'm shaking as I type, please. What do I do? What a story. You know, I've heard so many stories, but tonight's story is something that, Charlie, there are things happening. you wouldn't know what is happening in somebody's house unless they tell you. So sometimes I'm very grateful for all the feedbacks we get on the late night chat.